deep, growling hunger. Hunger that reaches deep down into your boots, rattles the marrow out of your bones, and slurps the blood from your veins until the very last drop. Hunger that bites harder than any cold of any winter, and topples even the mightiest beasts of Gur. We shall have our feast soon enough. I am Gurn Trugger, Engine Master of the Raiders of Barak Thring. Aethergold? We seek the Aethergold, aye, but also the heirlooms of our people. More importantly, we seek our fellow Duardin to join us and travel across the realms and be brothers once more. 14 of us set out, my trusty Thunderers led by Old Garrick, and my fleet engine riggers led by Dorn Fulark. More will join our ranks, I'm sure, for the plunder awaits.
Hey, welcome. So we are doing a game of Path to Glory. So I'm Andy, this is Carson, and so we're doing 600 points. I'm playing Kharadron Overlords, and Carson is playing Ogor Mawtribes.
Yep.
And we'll be right back after deployment, and we are playing Vendetta, which is from the original Path to Glory book.
Because the new ones suck.
Boo!
Hi, so today we're playing the old AoS Path to Glory mission, Vendetta. And basically what that means is that each of us just choose one unit as our Vendetta unit, and the other player has to kill that to win. So I've chosen my Ogre Tyrant here, who is just one of 3 units in my army. I've got 575 points of Ogor Mawtribes under the Blood Gullet Mawtribe name. There's a squad of 8 Lead Belchers here. Nothing really special about them. It's just the default war scroll. There's the Ogre Tyrant here, who has the nice drop of the red stuff command trait, which just allows him and other units to pile in further, as well as the Splatter Cleaver, which just heals himself and other people at the end of the combat phase whenever he deals damage. He's taken the big name of Brawler Guts, which just makes it so that it's easier for him to wound, I think? Yes, to wound. And then I just have another squad of 2 Frost Sabers here, which are also just default war scroll.
Okay, so over to Kharadron Overlords, and then yeah. So for the Vendetta, I've chosen my 5 Thunderers at the front here. So Carson has to kill that unit, and then the game is over as that happens. So yeah, so I've got 600 points. I've got my general is the Engine Master with dirigible suit, and then I've got 3 engine riggers. I've got the 5 Thunderers, and then I've got a Grunstock gun hauler. So I'm coming from Barak Thring, which is the city of the ancestors. So there's a few things there. So one thing is the incredibly stubborn rule. So if any of my Skyfarer units, which is basically everything but the gun hauler, is slain within 3 inches of an enemy model on a 4-up, they can still fight before they're removed from play. So that's one thing. And then my article is the Chronicle of Grudges. So after armies are set up, but before the battle begins, I can pick 3 enemy units, and you only have 3 enemy units, and I get to reroll hit rolls of 1 against those units. And then I have take help whenever you can get it. What I could have, one in 4 of my units could be other Duardin units, but I'm not going to take any right now. And then I've got Honor the Gods just in case. So once per battle at the start of your shooting phase or combat phase, I can pick one of my units, and they basically get exploding 6s. So it's a once per game ability. And then moving on to my general. So he has the Supremely Stubborn special rule. So that incredibly stubborn rule, rather than going off on a 4 for him, it goes off on a 2-up. And then finally he has the Grudge Hammer as his artifact. It's his melee weapon. He gets +1 to hit in melee for that, and every time he rolls a 6 to wound, then that attack deals D3 mortal wounds in addition to his other damage that he does. So I think that's everything for those guys. The Thunderers have some different weapons, but yeah, other than that, I think that's pretty much it. We'll be back and for Carson's turn 1.
Cool.
So we're at Ogor Mawtribes turn 1, hero phase. I've chosen the Ferocious Advance as my battle tactic, which just means that I need everybody to run and stay within 3 inches of each other at the end of the run, by the end of the turn. And I'm going to roll for an extra command point as my heroic action. And I get it.
And I'm also going to choose that for my heroic action, try to get an extra CP, and I get it.
Woohoo! Cool. And then in the hero phase, I am going to use Bully of the First Degree from the Ogre Tyrant for 1 command point on the Lead Belchers, which will just immediately deal D3 mortal wounds to them and make them immune to battle shock for the rest of the game. So that's 3 mortal wounds. I'll put it on this guy in the back, I guess. And then I'm going to immediately use the Maw Pot and heal everybody, but basically just them, for D3 mortal wounds, or D3 wounds. For 2. So this guy has 1 wound on him, so I'll just keep that there. That should pretty much do it for my command phase, so we'll see you at the end of the movement phase. So we're at the end of the movement phase for Ogor Mawtribes turn 1. I have technically run all of these units, and they've ended up within 3 inches of each other. So that gets me my 2 victory points for Ferocious Advance. As you can see, we're not within range of anything, so let's move on to the shooting phase. And then we'll move on to the charge phase. And then the fight phase. And then battle shock. And that's my turn.
Okay.
That's it. See you on the Kharadron Overlords turn hero phase.
All right, so we're back and we're into Kharadron Overlords turn 1, into the hero phase. So pretty much nothing much going on apart from choosing my battle tactic. So I'm also going to be choosing the Ferocious Advance. I'm going to pick 3 units to run and end up within 3 inches. So that'll be the Engine Master, the Gun Hauler, and the Thunderers. So basically everything but the Engine Riggers. And then for my heroic action, I'm just going to roll for a CP. So here is my roll. And I don't get that, so no extra CP. And then Carson, you can do the same thing if you like.
I will also do that, yep. I also get nothing.
All right, so that's it for the hero phase, the Kharadron Overlords. We're going to come back when I've done my movement. All right, so I've moved my units. I just moved up the engine riggers and everything else ran, but pretty much stayed back here. So now I'm going to go into shooting phase. So maybe should I just do my shooting phase now?
Go for it.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to shoot with the engine riggers. And the 2 guns that are in range are the Athematic Volley Gun and the Drill Launcher. So I'm going to spend a command point for all-out attack with them. And I'm going to be targeting your general. Do you want to do all-out defense?
I do.
All right. Awesome. So then I'm going to roll to hit with those guys. So first of all, the Athematic Volley Gun has 6 attacks. And it's normally hitting on 4s, but with the +1 to hit, it's hitting on 3s. And I get to reroll 1s because I ticked that as one of the units. So I'm going to roll to hit. And that's a miss, but I do get to reroll the 1s. So that's 4 hits, and it is wounding on 4s. So that is 2 saves at rend 1 for your general.
Okay, so he has a 4+ save, so he'll be saving on 5s.
You with all out defense?
4s, thank you.
So he saved?
Yep, those are both saves.
Okay, great. So then the drill launcher has 1 shot with the +1 hitting on a 3, rerolling 1s. So it missed. And that is the end of my shooting phase.
Okay.
So now then that's going to be the end of my turn.
Okay.
So now we're just going to go into the roll off for turn 2.
Yep. Sounds good.
Okay.
So that's...
Do you know what you're doing? You want to have a think?
I am going to have a think.
Okay, so we're back, and so Carson won the roll off, but he decided to give me the turn. So now we're in the top of turn 2, Kharadron Overlords hero phase. So I picked the battle tactic Savage Spearhead. So that means I need to have 2 units wholly inside Carson's territory. Yeah, so then in terms of hero phase, I got my heroic action. I'm just going to roll for an extra CP. And so I did not get that.
I will do the same. And I also did not get it.
All right, and that's pretty much the end of my hero phase, so we'll be back at the end of my movement phase. All right, so we're back, and in terms of movement, I just kind of ran the Thunderers back to try to be out of range of being shot in the next turn. And then over here, I used the Fly High ability with the Gunstock Gun Hauler, and the Engine Master and the Engine Riggers hitched a ride, and now they're over here. So in terms of the rest of my turn, I'm not shooting and I'm not charging. So that's pretty much the end of my turn. I do score my battle tactic because I've got 2 or more units in my opponent's territory, so I'll score 2 points. And that is my end of my turn. So over to Ogor Mawtribes, turn 2.
So at the bottom of turn 2 for Ogor Mawtribes, there's not a whole lot to do for me in the hero phase, except for do my heroic action, which is just going to be trying to get another command point, which I don't.
I will do the same.
Which you won't. Aside from that, my battle tactic this turn is going to be Savage Spearhead, so I'm just going to be trying to get into his territory with 2 or more units, wholly. And that's going to be pretty much it. I'll see you at the end of the movement phase. So we're at the end of the movement phase for Ogor Mawtribes turn 2. I managed to score my battle tactic, which was getting these 2 into Andy's deployment zone here, or his territory, sorry. So that'll get me 2 victory points here. I pretty much just sprinted everybody up the field in the hopes that I'm going to be getting to the next turn. So that's pretty much it. I don't think there's anything else to do other than roll off for the next round.
Turn
5.
No. No! It's a 1!
Okay, I will take the turn.
Okay.
Are you sure?
We'll be back with that.
All right, so we're back, and Kharadron Overlords, turn 3. So yeah, Carson gave me the turn. So heading into my hero phase, and I've chosen the battle tactic Slay the Warlord. So I'm going for the whole full meal deal here. Try to take down the Tyrant. And other than that, I'm going to roll for the CP for my heroic action, and I got a 2, so no, I do not get a CP.
I am going to use their Finest Hour on my hero.
Excellent.
So he's going to get +1 to save and +1 to hit, I believe, in combat. Or is it just in general?
Wound.
+1 to wound.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, that's that.
All right, and so we'll be back once I finish my movement phase. All right, so I finished my movement. So I moved the Thunderers up, and I did my Fly High ability, and the Hitchers also came as well. So now we're just going to go into the shooting phase. So pretty much I'm shooting everything into the Tyrant and try to take him down. So just some things that I'm going to use. I'm going to use Honor the Gods just in case, and basically it's going to give the Engine Master exploding 6s on his shooting attacks. And the Engine Master and the Gun Hauler have a Aether Gold, so I'm going to spend those for a Triumph, so they're going to both get +1 to wound as well. So then I'm just going to go into shooting. So I'm going to start with the Thunderers. So these 3 here are going to shoot into the Tyrant, and the Aether Cannon is going to shoot into this unit over here. So I'm going to start with the Aether Shot Rifles. So I've got 2 of those with 2 attacks each, and then I've got the leader of that unit who has 4 shots of his. So these guys hit on 3s, and they'll be re-rolling 1s. And are you going to spend a CP for all-out defense?
I am. Thank you for reminding me.
Yep. Okay, so 3s re-rolling 1s. So So that's still a miss. Okay, and then they are wounding on 4s. So that is 3 saves at rend 1 for your Tyrant. So right now he's on a 2, so he'd go to a 3?
Yeah, exactly. So he's going to be on 3s.
You're +2 to your save.
Yep, and he has a 4
He's
plus.
yeah.
Oh no! How many damage each?
Just 1.
Okay, so that's 3.
All right, and then there's an Aether Cannon in that unit, so he's got 1 shot into these guys. So he hits on a 4, rerolling 1s. Hits, and he wounds on a 2. Wounds, and that's at rend 2 on these guys here.
Okay, rend 2 gives them no save.
Okay, so then it does D3 damage. So they take 1 damage.
Okay, that brings it to 2 wounds dealt.
All right, so then next we're going to go to the Gunstock Gun Hauler. So it's going to use its Sky Cannon Shrapnel attack. So it gets D6 shots. And so that is going to be 3 shots. And obviously into the Tyrant. So it is hitting on 3s, rerolling 1s. So they all hit. And then wounding on 3s normally, but because of the Aether Gold, it now wounds on 2. So that's 3 saves at rend 1 for your Tyrant, and these are going to be 2 damage each.
Okay, so these are going to be 3-up saves.
Okay.
So 1 goes through, so he
For
takes 2 damage.
Yeah. And then it has its Aether Shot Carbine, which is 2 shots, hitting on 3s, rerolling 1s. So they both hit. And then normally a 4, but +1 to wounds, so they're wounding on 3s. So that's 1 more save at rend 1.
3-up. Saves.
Nice. Okay, so then we've got the Endrin Riggers. So we've got the Aethermatic Volley Gun. So that has 6 shots, hitting on 4s, rerolling 1s. So 5 hits, and then wounding on 4s.
Is he hitting on 4s?
There's a 3 in there, yeah.
Oh, there was a...
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
Okay, so wounding on 4s. So 1 at rend 1.
Okay, on 3s.
So just 1 wound.
Okay.
And then I've got the drill launcher, so that's 1 shot, hitting on a 4, rerolling 1s. Hits, and then wounds on a 3. Wounds, that's at rend 3.
Ooh. So 5-up save. How much damage?
D3.
Oh, okay. We can do it, buddy. We can do it. 5-up.
Oh!
Nope.
What's the damage?
D3. So 1.
Ooh.
Oh.
Please. You can do it.
And then there's 1 guy with a rapid fire rivet gun. So he hits on 3s, rerolling 1s. There's 2 1s there. So 1 hit, and then wounding on a 4. Nope, doesn't wound. Okay, and then the last thing is the Engine Master.
Oh my god.
Please. Please.
Stop.
Okay, so he's got 6 shots with his dirigible suit weapon battery. I'm going to spend a CP to give him all-out attack. And so he's hitting on 2s, rerolling 1s. And 6s are exploding.
Goodness.
So we've got 2 6s, so it's 2 extra hits. And then he is wounding on 2s because of the Aether Gold that he spent. So take all those off. So that's going to be 6 saves at rend 1.
Oh my god.
If there's any time that I needed a lucky dice roll, how many? Just 1 damage each?
Yeah. So you need to, you're looking for 3-ups, right?
Yeah, so all of them have to succeed.
Yes.
You should have cursed yourself.
I'm going to close my eyes and I'm going to roll these dice.
And
And you guys can just tell me what the result is.
oh.
Oh, no.
Nope, he's dead. Is that the game?
I think that's.
If he just dies? I think so.
I think that's.
Or wait, is it at the end of the battle round or is it just immediate?
That's true.
We should check on that.
We'll check on that and we'll be back.
Yeah. All right, so that's the end of Kharadron Overlords turn 3. So I did kill the Tyrant, so I got the Slay the Warlord battle tactic. And yeah, so that's going to be the end of my turn, and then we're going over to Ogor Mawtribes turn 3.
So we're at the bottom of turn 3 for Ogor Mawtribes. One thing to just kind of keep everybody in the loop. We do have a house rule, which is it normally says that when the Vendetta target is killed, that the game just immediately ends and the person wins a major victory. We're deciding not to do that as a house rule just because we want to see the rest of the battle round go on instead of it just be like an immediate game's over. So there's not a whole lot I can do in my hero phase, but I believe Andy can do a heroic action.
Yeah, I'll try and roll for a CP. And no, I don't.
All right, that's pretty much it. We'll see you at the end of the Ogor Mawtribes movement phase. So we are at the end of movement phase, at the bottom of turn 3 for Ogor Mawtribes. I've just pretty much pushed everybody towards the Vendetta target here. That's about all I can do for the movement phase. So now I'm just going to shoot all of those guys in the face.
Nice.
So they did move, so each of them gets D3 shots instead of D6.
I will do all-out defense for a CP.
Okay. Oh, sorry. Before I did that, did you want to redeploy after I did that?
No.
Okay. Sounds good. So that's going to be 8d3 shots.
You have 2 CP. Do you want to all-out attack? Because you can all-out attack now and in the combat phase.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you. I will do that. Let's see how many shots I get.
Did you want to redeploy, Andy?
No.
Okay.
So that's going to be 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 12, 14 shots. So that's 8, 12, 14. So this is an all-out attack, which means they're going to be hitting on 3s instead of 4s. So 3 ups. Take out the 2s and 1s. Pretty good. And then these are going to be wounding on 3s as well. So that will be 7 saves at Rend 1.
Okay, so normally I'm saving on 4s. I did all-out defense, so that's 3s, but with a Rend 1, I'm back to 4s. Ooh. Okay, so 3 go through. How many damage each?
Just 1.
Okay, so that will kill a guy, and I'll put a wound on one of these guys as well. Boop.
Cool. So that pretty much marks the end of the shooting phase for Ogor Mawtribes. Unless there's anything else you want to do before the end of my shooting phase, I'm going to be moving on to charge phase.
Nope, go ahead.
Cool. So we'll see you at...
You can just roll, the charge, yeah.
Okay. So we're going to be charging with the dogs first. And we'll see if that makes it.
Oh, yeah.
That'll do it.
11 inches. That'll definitely do it. So did you want to...
Unleash hell?
Unleash. I will not unleash hell.
Okay. Then the dogs are going to get it. I'm just going to put them on the side here. Because they can go wherever they want.
Mm-hmm.
Then a half inch. And then the ogres will decide
Okay, so double 1 here.
Yep. 6 inches.
Oh. That'll do it.
I kind of want to make this more fun, and I kind of want to re-roll it because... No, I'm not going to do that. Okay.
Oh.
But because they are ogres and they're a unit of 8 or more, the trampling charge takes effect. So for however much the dice roll was unmodified, which was 6, I roll 6 dice. And normally on a 6+, for each roll, it's 1 mortal wound. But because they're 8 or more, it's on a 4+ instead.
Gotcha.
So every 4+ is a mortal wound. So that's 4 mortal wounds.
Ouch. Okay, so that will kill him. That's 1. And kill him. That's 2 more, and I'll put a wound on this guy.
Wow. Okay. And then they're all pretty much just gonna
Yeah.
move in there.
You can move them in and then we'll come back.
Yep, we'll see you at the start of the fight phase. The start of the fight phase for Ogor Mawtribes turn 3. I'm pretty much just going to be attacking with the front 4 guys against those 2 Kharadron right there. So that's going to be 2 attacks each. Oh, one thing is that I am going to be doing all-out attack. Do you want an all-out defense?
I will all-out defense. That's my last CP.
And mine as well. So it's going to be 8 attacks that it will now be hitting on 2s. So all except 1. And then it's going to be wounding on 3s. So all except 2, which leaves you with 5 saves at Ren 1.
5 at Ren 1, so I'm normally on a 4, all-out defense puts me to a 3, and then the Ren 1 puts me back to a 4. So I need, if they're 2 damage each?
Yeah.
Okay, so I need to make
4 of them.
4 of these. Here we go. No, I did not. So I take 4 wounds, so that's going to kill the unit.
Wow.
Close.
They did have their gulping bites as well.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Sorry.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's pretty much that. That's the end of my turn, and I think the end of the game as well. And this results in a minor victory for you because you killed my tyrant, but you scored more victory points than I did because you achieved 3 of your...
Yeah, so I got 6 victory points and you got 4.
Yeah, and I believe you also achieved your grand strategy as well, which was also Vendetta.
That's correct. Yeah, so that would give me an extra 3, I think, is it, for the grand strategy?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that put me up to 9, yeah.
So victory for Kharadron Overlords. So it's the end of the game. Only 2 units died this game, but because it's Path to Glory, we have to see if they are really dead, quote unquote. So pretty much what we're doing is just on a 3 or less on 2d6, the unit is permanently dead and has to be replaced by someone else. So I'm going to be rolling for this Ogre Tyrant here. Ooh. He survives.
And I'm going to be rolling for my unit of Thunderers, led by Old Garrick. Where is Old Garrick? Here he is on the end there. So he does look old. Let's see if he's so old that he's dead. Oh no, he's 7. He lives to fight another day. He cannot retire. He has to carry on.
Yep. And that pretty much marks the end of this game. So
Yeah.
we'll see you in the next one.
Yeah, and we'll be back for the next round of Path to Glory. And don't forget to hit that button and subscribe.
Hey everyone, real quick, right before the credits, I wanted to mention my favorite store for hobby supplies, magicstronghold.com. They're not paying me anything to say this, but they've been so kind to me, and they have the best selection of hobby supplies of anywhere I've come across in Canada. They've got War Colors, AK Interactive, Scale 75, Gamer's Grass, Green Stuff World, you name it, they've got it, and great deals on Games Workshop products as well. Give them a call. Please tell them I sent you. Link in the description.